Life in Los Santos is the place to be. Life in Los Santos, murder, sex, and a good cup of tea.
Life in Los Santos, where people meet and have fun. Life in Los Santos, when your friend is your gun.
Life in Los Santos, but it's good to be alive.
Life in Los Santos, when you're trying to survive.
It's 9 p.m. It's Weasel News TV. It's live in Los Santos with your host, Piers Diamond. Sponsored by Cooper, and Cooper. Evening Los Santos, I am Piers and welcome you to Life in Los Santos, a program about this great city, the people and the stories. Coming up on tonight's show. Thanks for the follow. Welcome everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening wherever you are in this planet, and welcome back to San Andreas. We are not in Los Santos, we're in fact in the lovely area of Sandy Shores, and today we've got a lovely interview with Sandy Shores' sheriff and one of the best policemen of San Andreas actually. It's Sheriff Jacobson. Good morning, afternoon, evening, Sheriff, how are you?
I'm doing bloody well, mate. How are you today?
Thanks for the follows, everyone. I'm doing very well. It's nice to see you finally. We got this interview, didn't we, arranged about a week or so ago, and then just by chance, you and me were in the city today. So we thought we might as well do it a week early. Wow, look at all the follows!
It's been pretty flat out over the last couple of days, but I mean it's been quiet in the city this morning, so I just let the recruits take the reins for the day. Told them I'd be back in about I don't know an hour and a half. How long we take up here, but I'm pretty cruisy, having a good day, ready to get straight into it.
Thanks for all the follows, everyone. I'll come back in a minute. Can you please give us a good background of your character then? Where you're from? What did you do as a kid? Maybe? Why did you become a policeman?
Right, so Piers, it's it's a pretty lengthy story, my upbringing and whatnot. So I'll keep it short and sweet, just for the purpose of me not going into too much detail. But when I was a young lad, I haven't always been around in this city, as you well know. A lot of people are new, but I lived in Australia when I was quite a young lad. And then my family, my mother and my father and I moved over to the northern states. America, and I don't really want to go into too much detail exactly where I'm from, because when I was growing up, my parents happened to be involved in some questionable activities that some would say defy the laws. They were professional bank robbers.
Oh my
and
God!
Unfortunately,
Wow.
at the young age, at the young age of 17, my mother and father were both killed in an incident at a bank robbery gone wrong. One of the members of their crew screwed up some of the patrol routes from the officers in the area, and they were both shot and killed in the process. So I didn't really have a really easy life growing up as a youngster. My parents always in and out, a lot of different people coming and going from the house, police interviews, that sort of stuff. So growing up, I had a big problem with the law. I didn't really like the police, but when my parents passed away, I tried to follow in their footsteps a little bit, as they usually do, and I decided to move to this beautiful city in hope that I could, pursue a life of crime. I'm not going to lie to you, Piers. Most of the city know my my past with that, And one day I'd sort of just, reformed myself and decided that it was about time I stopped breaking the law and started fighting it instead. Because, a life of crime doesn't pay, and I'm sure most of your viewers know that, especially with me floating around. But, me joining the police force was heavily influenced by, my parents and my upbringing, and it took me a while to understand how actually bad that side of the law was. So I decided to put down the bad antics and start trying to do some good for the city.
So you basically do you know what both sides are like? Basically, if I can quote something from Star Wars, because it's one of my favourite films of all time, you went from the dark side to the light side, literally.
I certainly did, Piers. Yep, I've seen and done some things that I'm not proud of in the past, but I'm hoping to make amends for those things on the proper side of the books here.
Okay, so what You kind of answered the question already, but we'll answer the question again. What attracted you to San Andreas and especially Los Santos? Because of course your career started in Los Santos, didn't it?
It certainly did, Piers. You're 100% correct there. I joined the PD, the Los Santos PD. I was partnered up with, I'm sure you know, Detective Sergeant Cartwright. He taught me the
Yes.
ropes.
Who doesn't know about Cartwright?
Yeah, if you don't know him, you definitely need to educate yourself. But yeah, I worked with him I still work with him quite a lot. As you know, Pierce, the Sheriff's Department have free reign of jurisdiction. We're allowed to go into the city and help out fellow officers if they do require extra assistance. But unfortunately, it doesn't work the other way around unless I give specific permission to the city police to come out to the countryside. So I've been, floating around in the city helping out Cartwright with some of his investigations. Obviously, I can't go into too much detail about that. But, what attracted me to join the PD was when I first met Cartwright, he was one of the people that actually helped me come out of my shell, per se. He picked me up a few times. We got into a bit of a row. Some dodgy business went down, and he sort of coached me into the bettering of myself as a person and helping me develop the skills I needed to fight crime instead of...
Yes, I have to say that even from my San Francisco office where I based during the week, name has got around that Cartwright and Jacobson are the kind of like Los Santos's Skarsky and Hutch. Is that right in saying? Do you agree with that? You're that famous. Even words getting around San Francisco about you two.
We're definitely the dream team, and I would say that Starsky and Hutch is a good example of our partnership. But the thing is, we're our own characters. You can't really compare us to anyone apart from Jacobson and Cartwright. We're quite unique in the way we do things. To put it lightly, Pierce, we get shit done.
And that's what needs to happen, especially we'll go to what's currently going on in Los Santos, all these rumours about the gangs and everything in a minute. But we're this aspect of the show is talking about yourself, obviously, and we're getting some really good info from you. So thank you for all that, and especially about your background. So let's just talk about where you are now, because currently, of course, as people have noticed, we're not in Los Santos. We're here at Sandy Shores. Why is that? Is that because is the police department expanding? Is there more crime in this area that it needs a sheriff like yourself here?
Well, Piers, to keep it under wraps, obviously, because I don't want to share too much, confidential information with everyone, but we've had rumors recently of a motorcycle gang that's potentially looking to set up shop in the area. And obviously, as you know, being a long-term resident in the city, crime hasn't really been a problem up here. So we haven't really needed a full-functioning office. Most of the city police were able to branch out and look after this area of our beautiful Blaine County. But yeah, I had a chat with the chief one day, and I said, hey, look, do you think that it would be beneficial to kickstart the sheriff's department up in Blaine County? And of course, he had a chat with the mayor, and one thing led to another, and this beautiful little office of ours has popped up out of nowhere, and I'm currently on the hunt for some, chief deputies and some people to work in the office here, because it's still, it's still a work in progress, but it's definitely needed at the moment, definitely needed.
Okay, so there's 2 points from what you just said there. So everyone, if you want to join this fine sheriff here, then there's opportunities to come and join the police force here at Sandy Shores. It's a lovely location, especially with the recent tree plantation that's been done. It looks stunning now. It's a massive lake there, Lake Sandy, as people are calling it, which is a strange name for a lake, but there you go. But also, something else you just said is, can you just first time... It's officially been clarified that there could be a third gang at San Andreas. So, of course, the viewers who are watching this are quite amazed by this. They actually are naturally worried because of what the other gangs are doing, and we'll go about that later. Can you give us any details possibly about this possible third gang?
Well, Biz, we don't know much at the moment. There's just been, talks through some connections that me and my fellow officers have in the underworld scene, and... it's always been a nice place out here in Blaine County, but there's plenty of opportunities for criminals to, do certain things. A lot of drug running, a lot of turf war stuff going on. So out here, we've had word that motorcycle gang from a different county is looking to set up shop. We don't know too many details about it yet, but it is quite concerning for us, especially because, as
Of
you know,
course.
we do have a pretty big gang problem in the
Exactly.
city.
Yes, of course.
And
Yes,
if
we do.
another gang starts, pressing in from a different angle, it would cause big problems. So that's why, honestly, that's why we're out here to keep that under control. Because the blokes in the city, mate, they're having a run for their money at the moment. There's turf wars going on. There's shootings, drug running, all that sort of crap. But yeah, we don't know too much about it, but they're definitely looking like a new motorcycle club is going to be moving. I'm not sure what their motives will be yet, but they're definitely coming.
Right. Okay, so to clarify, viewers, it looks like the third possible gang is a motorcycling club gang. Now that leads us
Yep.
into the third part. Well, not the third part of the show. The third part of your what you just said is about the gangs. Obviously, I haven't been in the city. I only in the city during the Fridays and Sundays because, again, viewers, I work at San Francisco office because they are the HQ of Weasel News. But I do come in and live for 3 days on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, what I've noticed every time I come back into the city is how much worse the wars are happening between the so-called mafia, who keep denying they're from the mafia, and this gang called the Bloods. When did you notice between the mafia and the blood gangs that things were getting quite serious? Is it just plainly by the amount of robberies being increased, or by the amount of deaths of innocent civilians?
Yeah, Piers. Look, it's definitely something that's been happening over the course of the last week or so. It first started off as a little bit of back and forth, a few tailings, reports of people spotting red vehicles in areas, loitering around and whatnot, and then it sort of escalated a little bit there to a bit of back and forth on Twitter. I'm sure you've seen the posts. There was a few images there for public viewing of a Bloods member urinating on a known mafia member's car.
Yes, yes.
Another
The burnt
a
car?
Bloods member's car was stolen. Yeah, it was out the front of Lucetti's. He was taking a piss right on the roof.
Well, I've actually.
And then,
did you see the interview
yeah.
I had with the
Go ahead,
Bloods,
sorry.
by the way?
I haven't actually watched it. A few of the other officers had. I'm probably gonna have to take a flick through that to see if I can pinch any information.
Oh yes, carry on what you were saying. Sorry, I just interrupted you there.
No, that's fine, Pierce. After the incidences back and forth on Twitter, there was a kidnapping involved. A few drive-bys happened at Lucetti's. Mr. Ian Cheat was actually run down by one of the Bloods members. Luckily, he survived with minor injuries. He managed to roll off the bonnet onto the sidewalk there. So honestly, it is escalating. The turf war is amping up. We've had multiple shootouts between known members of the Bloods and known members of the Mafia. There was a big one at the golf course. I won't go too much into that, but I'm sure that was all over the bloody news. We try to keep it as contained as possible to not worry the citizens, because we are keeping things under control. But as you know, with everything, no system is perfect, so sometimes it can slip through the cracks a little.
Okay, yes, because when I had this meeting with the Bloods, which was actually at the golf course, so that sounds very familiar. I had to be, well, I was nervous. I was really nervous, and I asked them some really good questions, and their plain answer was they really do not like the mafia, really do not like. And when I mentioned Ian Cheat, they said old man needs to go, and this certain gentleman called Hancock was mentioned, and they really do not like him because they think he started this gang war.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. I don't care who started it. I'm going to finish it here, Pierce. Right? They talk a lot of game, those blokes. But at the end of the day, I've been on that side of the law, and they're just cowards, Pierce. Right? They're just flat out cowards.
Yes, yes.
They're causing problems for our citizens. They're causing our citizens, taxpayers, to pay more for the damages they are causing. And it's honestly just appalling behaviour from both sides. So we're working really, really hard. We're working, the Sheriff's Department and the Los Santos PD are working very hard together to stop this problem from escalating anymore. But obviously, as I said before, with the new motorcycle club potentially moving in, this could open up a complete different doorway of issues for us.
things could get a lot more serious before they're getting better, I guess, because of the motorcycling club entering. Because obviously they're gonna have battles with the Bloods. Bloods are gonna have battles with them. They're gonna have battles with the Mafia. It's gonna be very messy. So this is why you need a good recruitment drive in the police force at the moment to protect the innocents.
Exactly, Pierce, and that's why for the sheriff's department, just to let your viewers know, if anyone is potentially interested in coming up to this beautiful part of the county, you do have to go through your initiation process at PD, because they're looking for the best of the best officers up here to take on that overflow of criminal activity. So I'm sure that your viewers know if you can contact the chief via our Discordian application. And he'll go through that process, and then I handpick my deputies and chief deputies.
Okay, that's enough about the gangs. Now, we have to bring this up,
Yeah.
I'm afraid, because it's been like hot news the last couple of days on the Twitter account, on Discordian, on even in San Francisco we've been hearing this, and I don't know why we're hearing this, because this is not news. I'm sure you agree this is not news, but we have to bring it up, literally. The STI yes, bring it up, literally.
Oh,
The STI.
look, Pierce, I knew it was.
Yeah, I'm sorry we have to bring this up.
No, it's honestly, it's spreading like wildfire, pun intended. Look, I'm not sure what's going on. I've been receiving multiple phone calls, from a number. I've got the number. I just don't know who it is. He's obviously got a voice change on him, and he's making
When did it
claims
start?
that I've got multiple. It started about 2 days ago.
So it started 2 days ago, and it's already made a San Francisco office. They even reported on New York's famous ABC5 channel that you had this. I don't know why it's making the news. I don't know why it's making headlines. Now, I want you here and now in front of the viewers, and we've got a lot of viewers watching this. State that you do. State the obvious to them that you do not have it, and I see you got the paperwork even with you.
Oh yeah, I was about to say I'll do you one better, Pierce. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll pull it out.
Well, this is a family show, remember?
Yeah, don't worry. It's a piece of paperwork. It's nothing bad.
Phew, I thought it was going to be the other thing, which is famous as well.
Nah, we'll save that for the Up Late show, mate.
Well, we're getting past the watershed, so we could do it soon. Talk about it soon.
Sorry. See, there's the nice bit of paperwork there.
Showing paperwork, yes, of course. Can you just turn the
I
page
got
again?
that confirmed.
Can you just turn the page again so viewers can see it again for me, please?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
Thanks everyone for the follows, by the way. I will come back to them as soon as the interview's finished. Hope everyone's well. Keep thinking those questions. There we go. Shows paperwork proving that Jacobson do not have any STIs. There we go. We've got the evidence there, viewers, that this fine gentleman here.
I will confirm. Sorry, go on, Piers.
No, you say it. It needs to come from you, not from me.
Jacob Jacobson, Sheriff of the Blaine County Police Department, do not have any STIs, and any information which says otherwise is false and is
Jay,
slandering
that's a great question,
my character.
by the way. There you go, viewers. It's coming from Jacobson himself. So, obviously, I just got to give you a bit of a pre-warning here, Mr. Jacobson, Sheriff Jacobson, sorry, that you might get some questions from the audience regarding the STI, because it is everywhere. Not the STI, the
pun intended.
Yeah. But we've also obviously we've had some rumours that you've had a certain operation. Is that correct?
Yes, Piers, that is correct, and I'm happy to touch on that in a family-friendly way.
Yes, don't pull it out. We don't want to pull out an exclusive here.
No,
Thank you.
No, I wouldn't. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it. So look, Piers, as I was saying, I lived in Australia. This is gonna roll with it. Just give me 2 seconds; it'll make sense soon. We lived in Australia originally, but both of my parents were actually from England, and they had very strong accents. So when when we moved over to the States and well, most of my time in Australia, I was very secluded, so I never really got an accent. You know, I kept my parents' accents. It does happen. I grew up around English people, pretty much. So when I moved over here, I did happen to have a different accent. And unfortunately, when I went in for an operation one day after I injured myself trying to jump on a rooftop, I needed a penis transplant. And
Oh my God!
Doc
Really?
Valentine,
Wow.
yep, it was pretty bad. I had a hemorrhaging in my brain. I had a few broken bones, and apparently I needed a penis replacement because it was quite a fall. And when I went in for the operation, the doc got the parts mixed up, and he sewed a kangaroo penis onto my body, and my Australian heritage came straight back in.
Is that a certain Valentine?
Yes, it certainly is, Doc Valentine.
As I thought. The viewers are asking, could you remember what your old accent was? And can you do a bit of your old accent, if we may hear it?
I could try. It was just let me practice for a minute. Look, honestly, it was fucking annoying. It was really annoying.
Oh, it's
I
only
apologize for using the word there.
No, it's fine.
But I'll do it.
We'll
I'll
use the
do
beat machine later, if we got one.
Sounded like this.
Wow. That's Southern
Yes,
English
very,
accent.
very low.
That's a very Southern
Yeah.
English type accent. It's very similar to my natural accent, actually. Jacob.
Yes, it's
Jacobson.
It's very low. Yeah, very low, and
Like this. Pierce.
it kind of sounded like I smoked a few too many cigars.
Like this, Pierce.
So yeah, that's what I used to. Yeah, exactly. That's what I used to sound like until I had the kangaroo operation, and now I sound like this.
Originally, whereabouts of England were your parents all from then?
Look, I can't even tell you, Pierce. It was such a long time ago, and you know they hopped around. I never really had the childhood that many people would have.
No, it sounds like to
you
me
know,
it's Southern English.
Yeah, it probably, mate. Look, I can't tell you too much because it's just honestly all a big blur at that point in
Oh,
time.
of course
I've sort
not.
of tried
Of
to
course
put it
not.
behind me, but look, they moved around a lot.
Okay,
Never really got the time to ask them, you know.
we'll go to the next part of the show because you've answered the questions really well, and I hope you're fine with the interview so far. The viewers are loving it.
Oh, absolutely, mate.
Especially a big thank you to the 15 new viewers who have suddenly just turned up. Thank you very much for watching the channel. We'll go part of the show, the third part of the show, which is the hidden talent. Have you got any hidden talent you'd like to show the viewers? It could be anything. It could be singing, like the Chief in his episode. He did a karate kick. Devon in her
karate kick.
Yeah, Devon in her interview, she did some gymnastics. And Charles Cooper, the
lovely.
lawyer, he did a yoga meditation, which was very peaceful, actually.
Oh, look, Pierce. I don't know if you probably haven't seen it before. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, mate.
No, not the taser. We do know about you. Yes, we do know that.
I got you there, mate.
Yeah. Tasering the guy who's doing the interview probably wouldn't go down very well. Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Can you do the famous cheat maneuver, as I think it's called now?
Oh yeah, hang on. Let me see if I can. Give me a second. I'll see if I can do that. All right, you ready?
Yep. Fire away.
Whoop.
Oh, that is amazing. Especially with your arms crossed while you're doing it. How's your back? You're embarrassed. You're embarrassed.
It's a bit. I'm embarrassed. It's a bit stiff.
Yes, I thought.
A bit stiff.
Okay, we go quickly to the next section. These sections are going quite quickly now. Then we've got the biggest section, which is all questions from the audience. So also we've got quite a few coming. So again, audience, if you sent a question to hear us at Weasel News, I might need you to repeat your question because the feed is going quite quickly at the moment. Thank you. Right, we go to these quick fire questions first. So I'm going to give you a quick fire question. You give me a 1 or 2 word answer. Is that all right?
Yeah, perfect, mate. Let's go.
What's your favourite colour?
Red.
Red. Ooh, interesting colour. What's your favourite film genre?
It's definitely westerns.
I can see that, yes. If you went on a dinner date, who would you go with, other than Cartwright?
It'd be definitely Winkle-Shrink.
Winkleshrink, who I've actually met near Lucetti's one day doing a newscast.
Yeah, I don't know him. I don't know him well enough. I'd like to get to know him a bit more.
Okay. What's your favourite car? Have you got a car you really like driving?
Oh yeah, me midlife crisis mobile. It's definitely the Gauntlet 4.
Oh,
Car.
lovely car. I've got a Gauntlet actually. Yes, I do like my classic cars.
Bloody beautiful, mate.
Let's think of some more questions for you. Favourite holiday destination?
Outback.
Of course it would be.
Just anywhere in the Outback.
Just by yourself, with nature, having a drink. I've been to the Outback.
Mate, down by the campfire. It's bloody beautiful.
Okay, we'll go now quickly to the last bit of the interview because, of course, I don't want to waste any more of your time. This is going to be the fun bit of the interview. And so bear with me, Sheriff Jacobson and the viewers. I need to scroll back and look at some of the, on my tablet here, of some of the questions that have come up. And we've got quite a lot of questions, actually. So you're definitely very popular.
Oh, yes, take your time, mate.
And this is actually the largest audience, live audience, a Life in Los Santos interview has ever seen. So thank you very much, everyone who's just recently followed. So we're going to...
Mate, I'm glad that I could be of assistance.
Yeah, the crowd love you. The crowd really do enjoy this interview. So let's look back at some of these questions. So again, bear with me.
No, take your time, Cobber. No stress whatsoever.
And I will warn you, some of them might be about something you know very well.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's all good, mate. Take care. Just shoot with them, mate. I'm easy.
So the first question comes from a Kevin. He is currently in New York. He says... Who's the better cop, you or the chief?
Ooh. Look, I'm gonna say the chief purely for one reason, and that's because he's got vastly more experience than me. He's taught me a lot that I know, but one day, you know, I probably might rise above and become the better cop. But for now, it's definitely the chief.
Okay, a question from Mr. Frog. He's over in Chicago. Yeah, I apologise for this question first, but this is Frog saying it's not me. Does he have gonorrhea? We need to know if he needs to get tested. And yeah, this is from the it's from the Scouse mechanic.
The Scouse mechanic. Yep. Nah, I know him. He's a bloody pain in my ass. No, I do not have gonorrhea or any STI of any sort. I am clean as a whistle.
Clean as a whistle, everyone. There we go. This is from... Oh, it's a very popular name. This is from Kev up at Washington State. He's asking, what's your favourite setting to have your taser on?
Oh, mate. Look, it's a setting that I had mine specifically made for. I call it the old, it's called boomerang. And what that does is when I zap them, it sends them round and round and round.
So your taser actually has a name. Oh my god! And of course, you actually got your taser out just a split second there and made me nearly run away. There we go, everyone. I'll just zoom the camera on his taser. There you go. Oh, slightly blurry there, so we'll keep it at that. Look, they go. It's Dirty Harry. Make my day.
Mate, always. Quick draw.
Quick draw. Okay, another question from Gibbo. Gibbo, he's over in... Oh, he's in San Francisco, where I'm based. Oh, that's nice. Nice to hear San Francisco watching this. What's the preferred tactics to defuse a hostage situation? Oh, what a great question that is.
That actually is a fantastic question. Look, so the first thing what we want to do is when a hostage situation does in the city, we like to go up to the assailants. We like to make sure that the hostage is A-OK first of all. That is our number one priority. So what I like to do is I like to come up and I say, look, I'm not going forward with anything until I know that hostage is okay. I get the hostage to speak to me. And then we ask for the criminal's demands. Generally, they ask us for free passage and no spike strips laid in the general vicinity so they can make a quick getaway. But obviously, the best tactic to get them is when they are on the run, I like to call into my fellow officers and try to set up blockade. So generally what happens is they like to think they're getting away, but then we smack them about 3 blocks down the road. But like I said, always make sure that the hostage comes out alive. And if they don't, we failed our duty as police officers.
That is a great answer, and the audience really appreciate you being honest there. I like those tactics, by the way. Okay, another question, and we've got a lot of questions here for you. So this is how popular you have been, Sheriff. This is from Kev in New York. Who would win in a fist fight? Oh, have we done that one? Who would win a fist fight before? Oh no, we haven't. Who would you win in a fist fight between you and the chief?
Ooh. Me. And the only reason I say that is because, they build them tougher in Australia.
So I'd like to say on record that Jacobson would say he will beat the chief. The chief might be watching this. I do not know because he was in the last episode. But if he was,
Chief, if you are watching, Chief, I'm happy to. Pretty sure that there's a boxing ring somewhere we can throw hands if you'd like on a strictly professional basis. No bad blood.
Okay. Question from Mogsy Frog. He, unusual name, he comes from Los Angeles, which is not too far away actually. Why do you keep... okay. Why... We should have got... guys, Tex, yeah. Tex, are you over there? Yeah. We should have gone through these questions before we asked him. What do you mean I'm doing it live? Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Mr. Jacobson. Why do you keep flashing people your giant penis? Not everyone wants to see it. I guess he's not a supporter of it. Maybe he's jealous.
I never flash the penis unless people have confirmed that they do wish to see it. Because if I do that, that's against the law, and I don't know what you're talking about. I always have consent to flash penis, and it's never been an issue.
Okay, question.
Just trying to start problems.
Just double check. Are you still free for a couple more minutes for these questions?
Yeah, shoot 'em, mate. I'm happy to be a part of the beautiful program that is Weasel News.
Gibbo has sent us another question, and he has said, "What does Jacobson?" Oh, this is a good question. He's doing some really good questions here. Everyone's doing some really good questions, except for STIs, which seems to be very popular here. What does Jacobson do? Jacobson do to unwind after a busy shift? What's your hobbies?
Look, I'll be honest with you, mate. It's never a dull moment. When I'm not working the police force, I'm looking over reports. But if I had to do something in my spare time, I do like to take the old gauntlet out for a spin on the highway, soak up the beautiful countryside air, and occasionally I go down to the shooting range and practice out on my stun gun skills.
I must also stress the Gauntlet is a lovely car. I've got one myself.
It's beautiful.
It
Absolutely
is
beautiful
very
car.
nice. Yours is probably much better than mine, but they're beautiful cars. I do prefer the classic cars. I know I keep saying that, viewers, but you know, Piers, I do like my classic cars. Okay, and a question from Just Ask Miles. So we're asking Miles for a question, and Miles has come back with a question. And yes, sorry, it's going to be about you know what. Again, this is we were expecting this because of the last few days. As you say, it's been spreading a lot about this, which of course you're not spreading it, if you get my drift. STIs, what is responsible? Cartwright or the kangaroos?
I haven't had sex with kangaroos or Cartwright. There is no STIs. I don't know why people keep believing this. And if Jigsaw's watching the dude who keeps calling me, stop spreading fucking rumors about me, mate.
There we go. Stop spreading rumors about this fine sheriff. Question again from Frog. What milks... Oh, okay. First, before we ask this question, is the rumors about this operation happening. I just want you to confirm it before... If it's not true, then we won't ask the question. But I need you to confirm this before we ask it, if that makes sense. Just to protect my back and your back. Cartwright, did he have an operation recently?
He did have an operation recently, yes.
Was it something to do with his nipples?
Yes, he did have a nipple operation. And before you ask, I know what you're gonna ask. No, I have not had milk from his nipples.
No, that wasn't the question, actually. The question
Well, I'm
was...
just confirming that I have not.
Okay, that's good. Everyone, he's confirmed he has not. That's good. What milk's better, Cartwright or Martha's?
Jesus bloody Christ. I have not milked either of individuals. I haven't even seen Cartwright's nipples. But Martha, on the other hand, I have seen them, but I have not milked them.
Okay, we got quite a controversial question here. After saying that, some of the other questions are being controversial. This is from a Mr. Oh, this is from Frog again. He seems to be one of your most popular people here. Why does he tase hostages when they are innocent? You don't do that, of course, don't you? You don't do that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never tase a hostage. As I said before on the record, it's there in the interview. My number one priority is making sure the hostage is safe and sound.
Okay, we've got a question here from Jay, and thankfully it's a different question. It's not about STIs or nipples or kangaroo cocks. Thank goodness for that. From Fordetta. Oh, from Fordetta. That sounds familiar. Does Jacobson have a good barbecue tip for when I hold my next evening party?
That's a bloody good question, mate.
More questions,
look,
please.
I'm not sure what sort of meats you do like to cook, and this is probably going against all things said and done. Obviously, I do have an appendage that.
Thanks for the follow.
But if you go to your butcher and try to get your hands on some, and this is going to sound bad, but some kangaroo sausage, confirming not penis, actual kangaroo sausage. It is one of the healthiest meats you could eat. It's very low in fat, and it's absolutely brilliant if you cook it on the barbecue.
I've actually had kangaroo meat. I went to when I was down in Melbourne. I had kangaroo, crocodile. This was the night before I was going on my flight back, so it was quite risky. But I had kangaroo, possum, and crocodile, and yeah, it was all right. I survived.
Kangaroo meat's bloody brilliant, mate. It's super healthy for you.
Yeah, possums are very cute, so I'll never eat that again. So, oh, thanks for question. We got some more questions from Kev again. Kev seems to be liking you very much here. What are the sheriff's thoughts on people being paid to be hostages? Thanks for the follows, everyone.
That is against the city bylaws, and if you're caught doing that, you will be more than likely taking a holiday.
Now, is it happening often then? Have you had evidence that this is going on?
Well, I know in the past that it happened quite a bit, but you can't really police it too much. We're just sort of, hoping that people aren't taking bribes to be a part of it. I would encourage people to thoroughly read the city bylaws to avoid having to take a vacation.
Again, thank you for that answer. Again, I must thank the audience for people who have just recently joined us. Thank you very much. We're here with Sheriff Jacobson here in Sandy Shores. This interview is actually a lot longer than we normally go for, but he's fine. I'm fine with it. We're getting some really good chatter here, aren't we? You're not feeling uncomfortable with these questions at all. We're putting some records straight.
No, mate, never.
So this is going very well. So we've got a couple of more questions before we end the interview, because I don't want to take more of your time. Question from Scouse Mechanic again. Does he want his wheels back from last week when the mechanic stole them?
God, they've got a big problem down at that garage there. Leah, I'm a big fan of Leah and her work, but some of the other staff members there, they've got a really big problem with hassling me a little bit. You can keep those wheels because I've got some newer and better ones.
You probably haven't heard the news about the garage then.
No, I have not.
It's been taken over by
management.
Yes, yeah. Rafiki's now taking it over.
I do like Rafiki. He's a good, as he likes to say, boyo.
I think Leah still works at the garage, but Rafiki's now the new owner. So congratulations, Rafiki, by the way.
I wasn't aware of that, so congratulations, Zara and Rafiki.
Yeah.
He'll definitely run a mighty fine business.
Question from Gibbo now, down in Austin, Texas. Oh, very nice part. You look like you come from Austin, Texas, Sheriff. Yeah, exactly. Have you bought a present for Doc's birthday, which is tomorrow? I think there's a party tomorrow night, isn't there?
I certainly have. I've purchased him a boomerang.
Oh, his own personalised taser. I think he's going to... Oh, my God, this is Valentine. Okay, less said about that. Question from London. Oh, we got someone from London coming over here. Or is this London and Canada? Does Jacobson wish you had a normal penis, and where is it now kept?
Look, I'm not sure where the penis is.
Maybe.
I won't lie to you. Not sure where the penis is, but it's a part of me, mate. There's one thing about life you need to know, and you get what you're given, the cards that you're dealt are in hand. It's just about how you use those cards to benefit your life.
Okay, another question from Brawny. Again, thank you for joining Weasel News here. We've got Life in Los Santos with Sheriff Jacobson. If you had to pick a job, that's a good question. If you had to pick a job other than a cop, what would it be?
Ooh, Jesus, that is a bloody hefty question, because this has pretty much been all my life. Look, I probably wouldn't mind being a painter.
That's an unusual painter. I wouldn't. Yes. What type of artwork do you like? Have you been to any art museums up in the cities? I know Los Santos hasn't got one, but
No, look, honestly, I don't know. It just seems like something relaxing. It was sort of off the top of my head, but yeah, just painting would be quite an interesting job. Maybe just painting houses, just something relaxing, nothing too stressful, something that I could, kick my feet up at the end of the day and know that in a
very
couple
peaceful.
more years I'm gonna have to repaint that house.
Yes, very very relaxing. Okay, again we have to see if this rumours are true. But again, this is only rumours before I ask the question. I like to get my things stated before we ask the question because I do not want to talk about something which is false. Now, this is rumours about your friend Cartwright. Has he got camel toes?
He does, yes.
So the question is from Maisie Knight. Nice to meet you, Maisie. She's over at where are you from, Maisie? You are from Detroit. Oh, you're from Detroit. How's Cartwright been with his toes?
Well, let's just say that since he has camel toes, he can't wear flip-flops, or as we like to call them, thongs.
Thongs,
he's not
yes,
allowed to
of
wear
course.
thongs with his camel toes.
Okay, a few more questions left. Oh,
Yep.
we've even got someone who has just been banned. So, okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator out there, for banging him. I don't know what he said, but thank you. From Water Hot Dog, that is a great name. Water of Hot Dog, that is a really good name. He must be from Cincinnati. Does Jacobson like getting on the beers? Ah, you're Australian. I'm sure you do, don't you?
I love getting on the beers. As Dan Andrews, as Dan Andrews said himself, get on the beers. That's pretty much it.
Now, of course, Jacobson, I'm sure you've got your own body cam on at the moment. If anyone of your body cam audience, because I'm sure they're here, would like to ask questions to you, I'm sure they'd be allowed. Just give me a bit warning. But go to questions from my audience.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just reading the questions. This is a long one. This is from Sharp Beard, another great name, Mr. Beard. Can I call you Mr. Beard? I'm sure I can. He's from, where are you from? You're from Boston. Boston Tea Party and all that. Where does the sheriff think about Doc Ballantyne's free reign of the hospital and the use of animal parts? Oh, that's a good question.
Look, I think Doc Ballantyne's methods are extremely unorthodox, and he honestly shouldn't be in charge. But I mean, he has full reign of that hospital, and he rules with an iron fist, and that can lead to some serious problems. But at the end of the day, even if we have a problem with how he's doing his job, he's still keeping people alive. But I'm not really a big fan about the animal parts because if anything, I'm happy with the way I am now, but I knew how much of a struggle it was adapting to this sort of lifestyle, and I know that that's going to be a big problem for a lot of people. So I kind of feel like the animal parts need to stop. It seems he's cutting corners with budgets.
Yes, that could be an interesting Weasel News story when I get more information about that, I think. We'll avoid some questions about the penis because I think we said too much about it now, and when's the baby due? So I don't know what all that's about.
I'm not. Yeah, I know where that came from. That's another one of the. That was one of the EMTs trying to bribe me into some potential earnings for themselves. But I won't go into that. But no, I'm not pregnant. The ultrasound I had It was a large poo.
A
not
large,
baby.
sorry, a large what? Because you
Poo,
cut out.
like a turd.
Oh,
A poo.
poo. Right, got you.
Yeah, poo.
Sorry, yeah,
Sorry.
the my sound went surprisingly down when you said that word, so I didn't know what you said.
Yeah, a large shit.
A large
Big
shit. Yeah,
poo.
it was a large shit, viewers. It is now past the watershed, so we can say shit now. Is it true you pushed
Oh,
someone from a
definitely.
building? Controversial here.
I I'm not sure on what incident you're referring to.
So that's less said about it, the better, I think. From dirty balls. Well, if your balls are dirty, you better go and see a doctor. How many hours have you spent in therapy over anger from losing your hat? I guess your hat is part of you, isn't it? I've never seen you without your hat, actually.
Oh, mate, look. Would you like to see me without the hat? People make fun of me hair.
But do people
I'll
then
take the
think
hat off.
you're Dean Hancock, though?
That's potentially. No, he's bald. I've got hair.
Okay, that's well. Oh my God!
Just yeah.
Here we go, viewers. Weasel News exclusive. Jacobson has got hair. That's a fine set of hair as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's good. I'm definitely not bald.
There we go. Another rumour. He's definitely not bald, everyone. So let's put this hat back on because I know he likes his hat. So we've got. Yeah, so we go back to the question then about therapy over anger from losing your hat.
Look, it does frustrate me, and I know I've lost my temper a few times. I've had a few department mandated therapy sessions just about the anger issues with it. But the thing is, mate, look, the only reason I'm losing me hat is because people are throwing hands, you know? Like, I've been to the a few times, I've had a chat with people, and out of nowhere, a few fists have been thrown around me, it's been knocked off. That's why people think I'm trigger happy, because obviously, you know, if you're assaulting an officer, and if I fear for my safety, I'm going to use the old boomerang.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Okay, there's a good question here, which I will actually lengthen it slightly because it's a very nice question. We've got just a few more questions left. That's because I know I'm taking your time here. This is from Comms Big Toe, another great name, by the way. He's in Boston as well, actually. Is there one officer? Okay, I'm going to say the question, and I'm going to make it slightly different for the second part of this question. Is there one officer from the police department that you don't like? Or not know, I guess.
I don't. Well, I don't really have anything against any of the members of the force. There are a few recruits, obviously, that need a little bit of work, but that's not putting any bad notes in their book or anything like that. You know, we all started at the bottom and we have to work our way up. I haven't met a few of the officers because most of them are on different shifts to me. But in answer to that question, no, there's not really anyone that I have any problems with. Just, you know, some extra training could be useful in certain areas, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And to add that question, is there one officer you really like other than Cartwright and the Chief?
Ooh, that is a
because I know
that is a
because I know if you said
tough question.
if I said obviously if I just gave that question you would say Cartwright, which is obvious, but then if I didn't say Cartwright you would then say the Chief. So I've taken both your favourites out of this.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. It's one of our fellow recruits, Recruit Donaldson. I've had the pleasure of riding along with said recruit on an occasion, and she's definitely proven herself to be a wonderful cop. We've also got Chuck, who is showing some absolute promise in the force. You know, I'm not going to pick favorites. Obviously, I don't want to come across as the sort of person who's saying names and other people go, "Oh, you didn't pick me." That's not the case at all.
No, of course.
Once I get around to hanging out with everybody on the force, you know, they're all going to be on the top. But look, at the end of the day, I've got to go with Chief Deputy Silver.
Oh, Silver.
He's my chief deputy here. Yeah, you know Silver. Big
Moustache man. Yes, Moustache man. He's got that moustache is legendary. I think it should have its own show.
It is glorious. But that's not to say that, you know, I've got favorites. It's just a matter of who I've hung out with, who I've gone on ride-alongs with. But I'm always open. If any new
Thanks for the
recruits
follow.
are watching out, when I'm in the city and I don't have my body cam on, I'm definitely happy to have a sit down and a chat with you and show you the ropes if need be.
Okay. Just for the next minute, we're just going to just do our sponsors. I like to say thank you to Cooper for sponsoring Life in Los Santos. And also, stay tuned, guys, during the week for the recap show presented by JDOT. I think it's on evening times. It's a very good show. I'm very jealous of his presenting skills. He's one of our new news reporters. And he does current affairs a lot also. JDOT, please go and watch the recap show. Have you seen the recap show, Mr. Sheriff Jacobson?
I have to watch it on the old catch-up TV because when it's live, it's generally my bedtime. So I usually like to have an early night. That's why
It's a very popular show.
I've been around during the evening shifts.
Yeah, it's got very good ratings. It's up there. Life in Los Santos obviously is the top one, and then I think the recap show is number 2. Yeah. Okay, we got just two more questions left.
Pierce, I've got a question for you actually, if you don't.
Yeah,
mind.
that was going to be actually the last part of the show. So wait.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll hold them off. You answer. You do what you need to do. I've got 2 questions.
Yeah, sure. We'll do these 2 final questions then. So thank you everyone, the viewers, for staying for this extra special show, because this is actually a longer show than we normally do, because they love you. They really love you, Sheriff.
Oh, I try, mate.
The question is the hair, is that the doc's handiwork or is that your natural hair?
No, that's my that's my my hairdresser. She goes by the name of Sheila.
Sheila. Oh no, they're very Australian
Sheila.
name. Sheila. I think everyone knows Sheila.
Sheila the Sheila.
Sheila.
Yeah, Sheila the Sheila. Yep.
Final question from me then. Who would you save if they were both going to die? Oh my God. This is going to be tough. You might need a couple of seconds to think about this. It's obvious who the 2 are going to be.
It's Chief and Cartwright, isn't it?
It is.
Look, I've got nothing but respect for the Chief. But from the bond that Cartwright and I share, I'd have to pick Cartwright. I mean, I haven't had the pleasure of spending a lot of time with the Chief, and maybe my opinion would be swayed if situations were different. But I love them both. They're definitely good mates of mine. But I'd have to pick Cartwright on that one.
Okay, and the final question comes from your favorite fan, Mr. Scouse Mechanic. It's a follow-up to his?
Yep.
Does he follow? There's a question from his last question. Does he want the guns back from the booter's car, or can the mechanic sell them? Well, we don't advertise this on Weasel News, by the way. So if you just keep your answer nice and quick. Yeah, there you go.
I will arrest you.
There's your answer. Okay, that's the end of my questions. The last part of the show is for you to ask me a question, which sounds like you're asking me 2 questions now.
Yeah, so look, I had someone send me a text message before. So one of them is technically a question for me that someone's asked, but I'd like to push that one through. But my question for you is, out of all of the people that you've interviewed in the city so far, apart from me, obviously, because I'm King Dick around here, who's been your favourite person to interview in the city?
So far, good question. They should get a job at Weasel News. So far, I've interviewed Devon, Charles Cooper, the Chief, the Dean Hancock experience, which was definitely an experience, and yourself. I would have to say, oh God, this is tough. I'll have to say Devon, because it was the first time we did an interview, so I was actually very nervous answering the questions, and Devon was really good, and of course the Life in Los Santos format was a lot more different, and you can actually see episode 1 on Weasel News YouTube, by the way, everyone. So I would say episode 1, but all the interviews are great. Charles Cooper was a great interview. Chief was especially a great interview, especially with his karate kick, and the Hancock experience. That hasn't even been edited yet. It's such an experience. They went to Weasel News.
He's a bloody interesting character, isn't he?
Yeah, Hancock was actually there with the experience as well. So that was actually very, very funny. But that hasn't actually been released yet. I still need a lot of editing work on that. You had another one.
Pierce, I've forgotten that last question. I'm pretty sure it had already been answered. But I do have one more question. Have you thought about interviewing the Baron?
I've only just heard about him last night at the party. This big party everyone
Oh
had.
yes, he'll be right. Apparently, he wants to run for mayor.
Yes,
So that might be something worth looking into.
Yes, this Miss Holmes, as I call her, she gave me a lift after I somehow went into the cinema and ended up in the desert. Yeah, I think that was
Yeah, bit of parody experience there for you.
yeah, I got a lift, thankfully, and she brought me into the city, and she mentioned this Baron is going for mayor. So, but one question about this mayor, yes, I'm going to talk to him about a marketing campaign and see what I can do for him. Maybe interview him on Life in Los Santos would be really good. Is that how can it be a good question for you here, Sheriff? How can it be a mayor contest when there's only one person in the contest?
Well, we do have an elected mayor currently. So it'd be like a be a run between those two.
Yes, we need this other mayor to make himself more known and speak, I suppose, to state his case why he should be the mayor. Make it a bit more fairer, I guess.
He's definitely a suspicious character.
Yes, he is. Exactly, he is. Okay, that is it, Sheriff Jacobson. Thank you very much for your interview, and thank you very much for all the new people who have just joined us. And we've had some really good questions. We've clarified that he does not have an STI, so hopefully that'll be the end of those rumours. And he does have a yes, something down there which is very big, and he loves his taser, which he calls Boomerang. So I hope you have enjoyed this interview, Sheriff, and thank you for your time. And I'll say goodbye to the audience. Goodbye, everyone. Stay tuned to the next episode of Life in Los Santos, which will be with the father, the vicar.